call a subconscious parenting, which is basically how are we parenting from our subconscious mind. And if we, well, maybe there are people out there who may not understand the subconscious mind, but the mind has two parts. We have the conscious part and the subconscious part, which some people call the subjective and objective mind, other people call the feminine and masculine minds, other people have different, terms for the subconscious and conscious mind. But today we want to talk about subconscious parenting. The things that we have been passed on to subconsciously, we've learned from our parents have learned from our grandparents, and now we are also passing on to our children subconsciously. Secondly, if we all believe that you attract what you feel, be it about yourself, be it about your children, be it about your situations and circumstances, how many things are we attracting for our children subconsciously? So we're going to talk about that, ladies. The good thing, we've shared books with them. We've all read different books about the subconscious mind, about how they are affecting us as parents and our children. People ask, why do bad things happen to my child? My child is a good child, and yet something bad has happened to my child. Sometimes they say, why do bad things always happen to me? Or why do good things happen for some people and for others they don't? Why do misfortunes happen? Let us dive into it, ladies. Who wants to go first? Pinky, Polly. Okay, let's go with Bridget.
Wow. So maybe what I can say from what I learned from the book is that what you think about could come to pass. So if you're going to be there, maybe let me give an example. You keep saying in your mind, you're like, that child is going to fall, that child is going to fall, that child is going to fall. Eventually they fall. Yeah, it will happen. Or even just for your own personal life, maybe I will not get that. I'm going to get a car, maybe a car ticket. Yes, and I'm driving or what, and then you end up happening. So somehow when you think about these things, okay, first when you haven't paid attention to subconscious mind and all, you may not think about it. But when you actually try to observe, it's true. Most times we can, if we overdwell on something in our minds, you've not even said it out,
it ends up happening.
So we are on a learning process, even us as 3Ps, but we want to have that even in our parenting. So that you don't start thinking things in your mind for your child
that are
negative, especially, and then before they happen and then they happen. Yes, or instead, let's think more of the positive, so as we are manifesting the positive on them. So for a start, that's what I can say. It's those small things that you may not notice. Maybe you keep saying, oh, it's raining, my child is going to fall sick, my child is going to fall sick. Yes, there may even be a sickler, but what if that time they actually beat the weather? But because you're overthinking,
focus
so much, and then it happens. Or what, like, let's try to be positive. And sometimes even me as a parent, I'll confess, I have to remind myself and be like, don't think like that. Like, think positive. Because sometimes I'm like, because now for like where I stay, we're on the 4th floor. And sometimes she will run downstairs and she's all over and then you're like, oh my God, she's in the parking place, she's playing from there, what if I can't knock her? And then you have to remind yourself to stop thinking that.
Stop.
Stop.
You have to stop yourself.
Yes, stop.
Because your thoughts become...
Yes, your thoughts could manifest. So you're like, think she'll be fine. She can take care. She can watch. Yes.
And eventually she comes back.
Yes, of course you do the intention of telling her while you're down. You take note. Be careful. Of course we can't just be that. Be like, for me, I'll just be that. But you've not even told the child anything. You haven't told her to be when the gate opens. Step aside. Like how at home at Mukakas we said, on the grass.
It's a rule.
Yes,
the cars are coming, you have to be on the grass.
Yes, but then also you, as you do those things, also stay positive.
So basically you're saying we should maintain that, healthy positivity, not the toxic one.
Yes.
Because toxic one can also be extreme.
Where you're not being
realistic. Okay, that's interesting. Again, with the subconscious mind, you frame the reality. You're the one who frames your perspective of life and everything. Meaning that if you have love, you can project love onto your children. And if you have fear, for you, you were raised on fear. You always project fear on your children. Oh my gosh, she's going to do this. Now what is going to happen? Now what is she going to tell me? If the child there says, "Mommy, you're already scared," you're like, now what next? What is she going to say? So Belinda, for you, we've discussed this a number of times, subconscious parenting. What's your opinion about it, and how can other parents learn from it, or what have you learned from it?
So first the lesson was to myself, as a person as well. Before we learn to manifest good things on our children, we need to manifest them for our own self. Because once you're in a place where you believe positivity is within you individually, then it's easy for you to project it on your child. Because however much you have all these things and you're saying you're speaking to your child, when yourself your fear, you have worry, you're negative. At the end of the day, you project it, even without saying a word. You can project fear. They'll get worry. They'll know mommy is worried.
It's not fine.
Yes, especially at that stage where children can understand. They can tell mommy is not fine, mommy is sad. So at the end of the day, we need to first start with ourselves. Now, when we start with ourselves, then we need to now help the children. Now with the children, we need to tell them things that are going to build them. Meanwhile, as we manifest these things, it's not even just a manifestation that the children become what you tell them. You keep telling them you're okay, you're fine, you're healthy. They'll know that I'm healthy. You tell them you're so brilliant, you're the best. They know that they are the best. Because psychologically, this is a mind game.
So as parents, we need to tame our tongues, especially around children, because children's subconscious minds are still developing. They are in the developing stages. So how you speak around children is important.
Very, very
how you see yourself and project yourself on a child is important. If you're always in victim mentality, you don't know it, but you're making this child also develop a victim mentality. If you're always saying, "Here, take us," for us,
so that you pass through it,
for us, can they see us? Can they what? Us in our family, do we get married? Us in our family, do we get jobs? We need connections. All these things, yes, we are unaware.
But it
happens. And you talk like that a lot.
Because you're using your story and your ancestor's story.
And that is what we are calling the subconscious talk. That as modern parents, we need to be mindful of our subconscious talk around our children, because we are speaking things into their lives unknowingly.
I just would say, by the way, that thing is really true. Of like, you as a parent, you can determine. You can see how our mother was determined to say whether it doesn't matter whether there have been no weddings from your paternal aunties
or not,
my children will
get married.
But the most important is when you're parenting, be mindful of your subconscious parenting. While you're saying one thing, the energy does not lie. You tell your child, "Oh, I'm okay with this," and yet deep down your energy is saying,
they hear you talking with your
or
friends.
the way you talk to your partner, or the way you talk with your friends. All these things are being passed on subconsciously to our children. So it's a journey, it's a battle, but we have to fight. So, ladies, before we conclude this topic of subconscious parenting, tell me any example you've had in your life or experience regarding that, like where you feel like, "Oh my God, why would you do that subconsciously to someone? Why are you doing that to my child?" And you understand that it's coming from a lack of awareness.
And yet they're
and they're genuinely saying something, but then you understand the impact it has on your child or on you from your experience.
So if I could get an example. For example, one time I'd taken my son to school. I'll not mention the school, but then there was this scenario where one of the staff at school is trying to make a positive comment about him, but as you make it, you're comparing him to another child who is in the same presence. But we need to teach our children that you can uplift
one child without putting down the other. It's not just children, even parents. Parents need to understand.
For their own children, they know it.
Like don't use comparison as a way of
comparison. So you're telling, "Oh, your son is this. He can do things for himself. He's good at this. He's not like this one." And I was so heartbroken because
the child was there.
Because I felt for the child. I'm like, "No, this child that you stop at that."
Your child is good and stuff.
Without you comparing. There are also parents, even relatives.
My child doesn't have this. This one's child is like this. Why can't you be like my child? Banange aunties and uncles who come to people's homes. Stop coming to our homes with comparison things, please. Like when you come to our homes or when you come to talk about our children, focus on our children. Don't start comparing with yours because it's not helping.
And it creates that negative competition.
Yes, and negative energy.
And it's supposed to be, you know, positive. They should look up to
each
other.
other.
Should say, Brandon can do this.
As individuals.
Can do this.
Yes.
Can I learn this? Maybe because Amara can put on her shoes. Let me learn to put on my shoes. Yeah. Not because you can't put on your shoes.
Why can't you be like so and so? People are different, and we need to learn how to parent that way.
One of the examples. So it doesn't stop only at home.
Yeah.
We need to help even people at school, people that are supporting our children, our uncles.
Maybe a better way to say it, like it's also okay to. It can be like you just have to be very mindful. Like it's okay. Let's say there is 2 children, and you want this one to pick something from this. You're like I like maybe Brandon really does his Brandon really does his what can I say, maybe lays his bed really well. Amara, can you learn from him how to lay the bed? Yes, how you phrase is the most important.
And that's why it goes back to, again, your subconscious talk. All this comes from within. If subconsciously you don't know how to communicate with young children, for you, like you've gone up from a competitive kind of, you know, approach of life, you subconsciously instill it into other people.
That's why you need to first work on yourself.
That. Anyway,
that's why
it's important. Yeah, so start with you. If you want to be a good parent, if you want to go out there and be a parent of impact, you want to work on yourself, your subconscious talk, your subconscious thoughts, your subconscious mind and perspective, so that whatever you are putting out there subconsciously into your children or people around you is actually really positive. Bridget,
and that's
even
why
as a
love
single
to be around
parent,
certain people. People don't get it.
It's
and
energy.
They feel like
safe
and someone is
and
happy,
happy,
and then they don't want to be around certain people
because there's so much negative energy, subconscious negative energy that children can feel. We are all like dogs. You see dogs and cats, they can tell when you're scared. When you fear, they will tell, they'll chase you, they'll react.
That's
and
why
things. Even
can't bait a baby.
So even us as people, we are like that. We can tell, and children are not different from us. What's your example, Mama?
I don't think I have an example now, but what I can say is, yes, the whole subconscious, especially fear and all, even you as a parent, if you fear to do something, even the child will also fear. Whether it's, let's say, it's like maybe you've gone for an activity outdoor and all. Do you realize sometimes we'll go, like recently I took her to a play area and she was scared of going on the trampoline and she's like, first do it.
She asked you to do it first.
Yes, so I had to go and jump on that.
Ask you, what if you had passed through that? What if you jumped and you went?
And that also shows she trusts you.
Exactly. She has the thing.
But now, if at that point when she told me, if I had said, I'm so scared, I can't do it, so my fear would automatically just go into her.
So you actually did it?
Yes, I did it.
And then she actually did it.
Then she also came in and joined.
Okay, that's nice. I've also seen that with swimming. Most times, if you fear swimming as an adult, chances are high your children will also fear the water. So a lot of times we are projecting these fears onto our children.
Like, for me, I didn't swim. How do I make that?
All right. Okay, guys, there's a lot of subconscious parenting talk we can have. Guys, what do you think of this topic? It's actually
Brenda, do you have an example?
rare. Oh my God, I have so many examples. I'm the energy queen, so if I go into examples, but all I can tell you is, personally, I have seen the power of reprogramming my subconscious mind for myself and for the people around me. I have seen it.
Teacher.
I've taught these guys, so that's why I let them talk. I'm always talking about subconscious mind and reprogramming and energy. So today I wanted them to share their experiences. We shall be talking more about the subconscious mind in regards to family, in regards to parenting, in regards to relationships. We shall. Just keep subscribing and sharing and liking. We are the 3Bs on YouTube, on all our social media platforms.
Facebook,
Twitter, It's called Twitter. Yeah, and thank you all for catching us. Tell us what you think about subconscious parenting. Do you think we should talk more about this? Should we share more examples? Reach out to us. Shout outs to Forever Media. Shout outs to Exquisite Collection from Bagala Complex. And shout out to Makeup Maven. It's been lovely. We are 3B.